What's something that your parents always said to you growing up that annoyed the hell out of you? But now that you're older and you look back, you're like, damn, they were right. For me, one line that stuck out to me was when my parents would say something along the lines of, hey, if your friends jump off a bridge, would you jump off too? I hated it, but I used to hear that so much. That helped me shape my life, honestly. How I do things on my own terms, not what everybody's doing, not what people are telling me to do, but what I want to do in life. Growing up in a Haitian household, there were a lot of these different messages, and they were pretty blunt. The delivery was poor, but there's a lot of meaning to it, which I hold on to this day. Because that whole following the crowd, I would say a good majority of people do that. They can't lead themselves. We were taught, you need to do this, you need to do that, and once you're all done, you get this grand thing that you get to lay out. I'm not a follower. I never was, never will be. I was never a person that wanted to kiss ass. I want to follow the cool kids. Nah, I'm gonna do shit on my terms. Think about it. We all do the same thing, at least in the US. We were in propaganda media that a lot of us still live by, which depends on who you speak to. Some might say there's good and bad, but you got to find out how to take things, form your own opinions, and learn to make your own mistakes. But that's what people are afraid of. So that's why they just follow the masses, right? Why are we all living the same places, applying for the same jobs, all doing the same mundane things besides maybe a certain 1% of the population? That mentality alone is a reason why I wanted to live abroad, doing something that most people will never do in the US. Even if they have the opportunity, even if they want to, even if the world is not going how they expect it to, and maybe they could explore other places, they're not going to, because it's going to be too different. People are going to judge you. People are going to talk behind your back, and you don't like that because you want to be the perfect example of what an American looks like. I'm going to be an example of what it looks like to create your own life around what you want to do and not what people are telling you to do, or what we learned and instilled with us that we don't realize they were doing this on purpose. I sound like a foil theorist, but once you start thinking like this, it happens after A, either life beat you up along the way, or B, maybe you had some guidance of people who challenge you to think outside the box. We live in a time where comfort and conformity is sold as success. But real growth, real peace, it usually comes when you say it does. This isn't for me. I'm going to do things differently. That's when you start opening that Pandora box. And I know that can be very scary. A lot of unknowns. But would you rather follow the path that you know is not going to find success, or head towards a lot of unknowns? It doesn't guarantee success either, but it may give you the opportunity to find what it is that you actually want to do in this world. We only get one life. Because you don't have to follow the crowd to be successful. In fact, you probably shouldn't. But maybe for you, doing something different could be simple as quitting that job that you hate so much, learning a new language, learning a new skill to propel and advance your life. That could be something. It doesn't have to be as major as me. I know I'm a little crazy. Or maybe it's launching that business that's been sitting in your note apps for years. Whatever it is, you don't need my approval. You don't need your parents' approval. What you do is your mindset, a well-calculated plan. But even then, it's not always going to be perfect. Sometimes you just have to get up and just do it. I know you hear this a lot. But along the way, though, you're going to need a good support system, especially if you come from the West. Jumping out and doing something that's not normal, if your mindset is not there, then you've never thought outside the box. I'm going to be honest, just doing it with a snap of the finger is not going to happen for the good majority. That's why you need a support system, or look at individuals who have been doing these things, see what their path was, the pros, the cons, the things to look out for, and then boom, figure out what route makes sense for you. I talk about many different things. Does it mean everything's going to fit you? Hell no. But it's a good way to start looking and challenging yourself to open up your eyes to figure out what it is that you really like and what you want to do for yourself. And people in the comments sometimes will write, oh, so when I say I'm not living in the US, they're like, okay, if the US is not the best option, then what is? I don't know. That's for you to decide. side. All I can do is talk about my experience so that way it can open up your eyes to maybe go visit other places. Maybe you realize, hey, that's not for me. I want to be here. But the fact that you did that is going to start opening up doors in your life in other places. That's why my whole goal is to help people from this burnout society that we've been dealing with. We try to act like it's normal because you have to tell yourself that to get by. But when is it going to end? But listen, once again, I'm not here to tell you what to do. But if this hits home for you and you know it's time to start living on your own terms and not what your boss, your cousins, and your family is telling you to do, then this is your calling to just check all the resources I have in my description. Figure out what makes sense for you, whether it's learning a new skill, learning about career opportunities that maybe you never thought about, or taking the skills that you have now and building your own business. You can hone in and make money off of it. So that way, that could be the thing that drives you and delivers you from that burnout that you've been feeling. Let's be real. Life is hard, but what would you rather do? Suffer and just let the propaganda media tell you what to do, or figure out what you want and do it on your own terms? Hey, if you need guidance, I'm here for you guys. I have the tools and resources. You can book a one-on-one call with me. Hit the like button. If this resonated with you, share this with somebody who you think could benefit from it. And also subscribe to the channel because I talk about nothing but real things here. I provide nothing but real value to you guys. I know the world is hard right now. So this is just your guide to take you to where you want to be in life. Catch you on the next one.